In Silicon Valley, the Menlo Park Fire Department has become one of the first firefighting units in the United States to get Federal Aviation Administration approval for this. Firefighters are using drones from Chinese company DJI, some of which have been loaned out for testing. As firefighters drill for emergencies, they're learning to get comfortable with and trust the new partner looking over their shoulder. Drone pilots go through extensive training to make sure they are an asset, not a hindrance.
We call it the eye in the sky, right? So it's basically a way to capture and report changing conditions on the scene. Because in a lot of ways it affects firefighter safety, it could be huge for us. This could be a huge revolution.
Menlo Park firefighters are training hard to prepare for as many scenarios as possible before deploying their drones for the very first time at a real fire. But they've already gotten a close-up look at how useful a drone can be.
Several months ago, when the firefighters were unable to get access to a helicopter, they turned to help from a drone flown by a photographer on the scene. It provided an important live aerial view of the extent of the fire.
This is probably the most exciting thing I've seen in a decade. It's a game changer. This is a tool that will make us safer, that will make us better, that will allow us to do things that we couldn't do before. It gives us, a set of eyes that we own that can see the incident. We don't see things right now. We listen. We hear from people's auditory description of what they think they see or don't see. And that's tough.
Menlo Park's fire chief says he plans on buying more drones, including ones with infrared cameras that could better detect where the fire and victims are located. Within 3 years, they hope to have an actual drone outpost so that with a touch of a button, a UAV could be dispatched to the scene first.
Eventually, if we get to the drone, autonomous, it flies to the accident on the freeway. If I ramp back my response before we get there, it means the lights go off on the fire truck and we're not going code 3 down a street where we could have a collision. That's a safety issue for my people. It's a safety issue for people driving on that road. Consequently, if it is something, our ability to react and put more people on that emergency is going to be sped up.
The department insists its drones will not be used for surveillance and says that in countless meetings with the public, there's been overwhelming support. Mark News, CCTV, Menlo Park, California.